intense in Alexandria. Initially, we were seeing fires in the distance. We could see the skyline of the city covered in smoke, but now the fires are getting closer. Where we're standing is engulfed in darkness. In fact, a police station just next to us, we can see it on fire. A number of other buildings. It is very intense here. I cannot disclose where we are, clearly for security reasons, but suffice to say that even people in charge of these buildings are asking us to leave, saying we are risking their security by trying to capture the scenes. We've been trying for hours to feed these pictures to you, to show you the image, the intensity of what's going on, but it's been incredibly difficult with the crackdown on communications. We understand protesters have been setting dozens of police trucks on fire, and just in the past hour or so, we saw people carrying a bloody body away and chanting, "No God but God, the martyr is loved by God." And I'm actually going to have to end this phone call because, as I mentioned, people in charge of these buildings are actually escorting us away from this vantage point.
Okay, Raya, stay safe. We'll get back to you as and when we can. We're going to join Ibrahim Arafat, who's been very patiently waiting for us in the studio, of course, watching these astonishing pictures unfold with us. He's a political science professor at Qatar University and can give us a little bit of background, a little bit of thought on what's happening today. We're seeing these historic, as Ayman says, historic pictures of people taking a break in the protests. You've got the riot police on one side, the protesters praying on the other. When it finishes, what do you think is going to happen?
This is a moment of rest for both sides. It's like a battle. You know, during battles, you have to take some moments of rest. And especially, this is a moment of a religious rest. So it's a sacred moment for both sides. The police cannot attack the prayers, the people who pray, simply because of religious, considerations, and also the people who are religious have to do their own, rituals. But after that, I think business, mundane business, perhaps will get into, the usual manner. The curfew that has been declared at 6 o'clock will be tested, will be a major test for the demonstrators. Because if they continue after 6 o'clock, this means that, the bravery of the people is going to continue. But if they stop, this means that the balance will perhaps favor again, the military apparatus. But take into your consideration that Egypt has been governed by an emergency law almost for 30 years. And despite that law, people went into the streets in such a massive waves. Yeah. So the curfew could not be a solution, a remedy for the anger of the people.
Indeed, and we'll know in about 20 minutes exactly what happens when that curfew is in place. Darkness falling on the streets of Cairo there. You're watching live pictures, hours of unprecedented protests in the capital. We are seeing a moment of calm as people take a break for Friday evening prayers. Our correspondent, Ayman Mohieldin, is in the thick of things in our Al Jazeera bureau. Ayman, what's happening?
Well, let me just give you two quick updates. One is we understand that Egyptian police, or at least security forces, are still currently in our building. We know that communications have been hampered in the building as well. So there is some concern. Though I have to emphasize no one has come to us yet. But there is some concern given the fact that communications over the past 24 hours have been interrupted, including the internet. Cell phone networks have been turned off. Social media sites have been inaccessible. There is concern that our images as well and our communications may be cut off. What I can tell you right now, though, we're going to keep these images live as much as possible until there is any other development. We have, at least for the time being, closed our offices and reporting live. You're seeing these images outside our window overlooking the 6th of October bridge. And outside of it, a short while ago, there were protesters that were praying. You can see more and more police reinforcements being sent. Now, as we were reporting, the curfew is set to take place in about 15 minutes local time. You're seeing a great number of police reinforcements being deployed to the area. There's no sign, though, that the protesters are going to be dispersed. So it could potentially be a very, very explosive showdown in the next few minutes as the police tries to impose